Hi, I'm Jonathan J. Mentor. I'm a revenue scientist, and I enable startups to get to their first $10 million in annual recurring revenue using RevOps with a method called RevOps Science that was nominated for the United Nations World Summit Awards in 2024. Why are so many startups building products before they even build a revenue plan? It's the fastest way to burn money, capital, before you launch. There's something called a pre-sale, ladies and gentlemen. There's something called having a strategy before having a plan. You wouldn't pack up a suitcase without having a flight in mind, who's going to receive you at the airport, where you're going to stay, how you're going to get around, and all of the other details. There are a lot of startup founders who decide that, let me just build a code, let me build a website, let me get the social media going, and all of these things, they tend to make you feel like really, really busy. But number one, you can't measure by yourself. You can measure with customer data, which you don't have yet. And number two, there's a way to do a pre-launch, which is pre-sales, which was what I mentioned before. And this is the best way to get customer data before you start launching to market. It's going to improve the direction in which you're developing the product, number one, and it's going to impress the hell out of investors when they're thinking about, well, you're pre-revenue, what do you got for me? Well, we've got lots of data. We're testing with our customers. We understand that we have this MVP, and it helps you to prioritize the features and the rollout and the versions and all the things that have to do with really, really expensive development, while in parallel building towards recurring revenue streams. What does building a revenue plan or generating revenue before building and developing your software application, business, services idea look like? Check this out. It starts with arriving at a number. How much is it that I want to make in the first year? $1 million, $2, €1 million, whatever it is. Then you break that down by month, and then you break that down by week. It's as simple as that. Well, actually, not really, because then what that helps you to do is influence your pricing strategy. It helps you to determine the kind of customers that are going to be consuming, or the clients that are going to be consuming your product or service. It helps you to refine the kind of demographics that you're going to be going after. It helps you to identify channel partners that you're going to be going after. And once you establish these things, it's really easy to get an early offer in. Not everything has to be free or freemium. There's a way to get pre-sales in. There's a way to do crowdfunding. But absolutely building this big old thing that you understand is a solution for something without the customers confirming that your hypothesis is correct is the fastest way to bring capital. Okay, and I'm not proposing that you build this whole revenue plan before you build any product. It kind of has to go in parallel. There's no easy way around it. You chose entrepreneurship, buddy. This is what you're going to be walking into. You need to map each product milestone or each development milestone to a revenue milestone. It's a two-track thinking, right? Think of it as a ladder. If I develop this feature or this product or this service, who are going to be the early adopters? How much is it going to cost? How long are they going to stay? How much is it going to cost for me to acquire customers that are going to use this to solve their problem? This is the way to impress investors, not giving them a demo. A demo is designed for users, right? So you can give a demo to an investor all you want. That's a nice to have, but what's more intelligent is, you know what, this is our roadmap for the entire development process. You know, we've prioritized these development goals based on these revenue outcomes, and you know what, based on the capital that you're going to invest in my startup, Mr. or Mrs. Investor, we're not going to continue pouring money into development until we reach a revenue milestone based on the resources that we have. It's a much more mature way of approaching your revenue growth, your scalability as a startup, and also being able to measure and tie to outcomes and results the performance of the actual software that you're developing. I always like to give the story of Amazon in its early product development stage. When Amazon came into the market, when the internet was a new thing, they already had the idea, right? We're going to sell all the things on the internet, but they had a big problem because there was this big old company called Walmart in that time. And Walmart was selling all of the things that Amazon wanted to do. Well, you can't go in, parentheses, look up a red ocean versus blue ocean strategy, but you can't go in gung-ho Rambo, guns a-blazing, saying, yeah, I'm just going to go after everything. No. Amazon said, you know what? We're going to do books, right? We're going to do books. We're going to sell $1 million in books. If we can sell $1 million in books using our platform, then what else can we potentially sell? What will be the intelligent way to roll out new products? You know what? Maybe it's bookmarks. Let's ask our customers. Our customers that are buying books also buying bookmarks? Great. Let's do $1 million in books and then $1 million in bookmarks. And then what else is going to be needed? Maybe a night reading light or whatever the thing is at the time. You have to go where the revenue grows. And the easiest way to do that is to get your MVP. Sell your book. right? And then once you sell your book, keep those book customers around and then ask those customers, what else are they spending in order to solve whatever their need is? Because you're not selling a book, you're selling knowledge, right? Whatever it is that your startup is selling, you have to realize what that solution is and be able to monetize each idea and map that to a product or a software development milestone. Hey, and I know you're passionate. You want to build your software. Maybe you're a software native. You have this elaborate design in your mind, but you really have to put yourself in the perspective and the need vantage point of the client. And one of the strongest tools within RevOps Science that you can use to really get your idea focused on where you're going in the product development while at the same time developing revenue outcomes or moving in the direction of revenue goals is an exercise called RWMC. I'm gonna link it down below. It's a really easy playbook for you to follow. It's totally free. I don't want any of your information. Don't email me until you've seen the difference that it makes for your startup. If you use RWMC, it's gonna challenge your thinking as a developer and really put you in the driver's seat of where the customer is, and that's where you want to be if you're really interested in raising capital, saving the capital that you have, and building a scalable, sustainable startup.